Top 10 action movies on Netflix. With the year coming to a close, now is the perfect opportunity to reflect on and enjoy some of the best Netflix action shows you may have missed throughout the year. Hey guys, welcome to your entertainment channel, Netflix Tops, where you'll watch the top 10s. So grab your popcorn and stay with us until the end of the video, as we are highlighting the top 10 action movies. So let's get started. Number 10. This revenge story set in Colorado is more of a darkly comedic crime saga than a straightforward action thriller in the vein of Taken. Cold Pursuit. It revolves around a snowplow driver named Nels Coxman, Neeson, who kills drug dealers and dumps their bodies in an icy river. After the terrible death of his son Kyle, who died from a heroin overdose, despite Nels' claims that Kyle was never a druggie, he's set on this violent icy path. The many crooks Nels opposes, as well as their low-life associates and a handful of local cops, get more screen time than you might think, giving the proceedings a rollicking, shaggy-dog ensemble vibe that can be a strange fit with Neeson's furious dad act. Though the central revenge plot can be monotonous, the film's margins are filled with scraggly character performances like William Forsythe, some genuinely brilliant lines of conversation, and a handful of inspired visual whimsical moments. Cold Pursuit isn't on the same level as Neeson's recent collaborations with director John Wick, The Commuter and Non-Stop, but it does have a droll quality that shines through the mounds of snow. Number 9. This Korean crime thriller is one of those simple, straightforward plots where you'll probably know right away whether you're in or out. The plot of this film, The Gangster, the Cop, the Devil, follows a mobster, Train to Busan's breakout actor Ma Dong-seok, and a cop, Kim Moo-yeol, who temporarily join forces to hunt down a serial killer known only as K, putting aside their natural hostility and seething animosity, Kim Song-koi. He isn't quite the devil, but he comes close. K chooses his victims by getting into small traffic accidents with them, bumping their cars, then stabbing them when they step out to assess the damage. The Gangster, the Cop, the Devil will feel familiar to fans of Thomas Harris novels or Michael Mann film. The procedural aspects are a little too formulaic at times, relying on stock characters and rote conflicts. But Ma Dong-seok, a burly and wiry performer, makes the most of his role as the heavy. He's fantastic enough that you wish the rest of the movie was on par with him. Number 8. All of the post-T2 Terminator films have seemed burdened by the franchise's apocalyptic overtones, notably the deterministic time loop narrative Acrobatics, and Terminator Dark Fate is no different. Despite the fact that the film reintroduced James Cameron as a producer, removed the plot baggage from the non-T2 sequels, and recast Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor, it suffers from some of the same flaws as other recent Terminator installments. Nonetheless, the film's second act, which follows a broader race that leads to Schwarzenegger's aged cyborg, works as a nearby science fiction allegory with real-world ramifications and hard-earned tensions. Terminator Dark Fate builds a new way forward with the confidence that has been lacking in many other recent high-profile reboots this century, before devolving into all-out vehicle mayhem and CG madness in the closing stretch. Number 7. Depending on your tolerance for hard-boiled rhetoric, frightening violence, and controversial star Mel Gibson's screen presence, the evocative title of this shamelessly provocative, occasionally ponderous cop epic serves as either a welcome mat or a warning sign. In this film, Dragged Across Concrete, Gibson plays Officer Brett Ridgman, a racist cop suspended after being recorded on tape employing excessive force on the job, with a wary stillness and a wounded pride. Ridgman and his younger accomplice, Lorisetti, Vaughn, are strapped for cash and are looking to make a big score. So they plot to rob a group of bank robbers, including a felon, Kittles, who has recently been released from jail and is looking to better his family's situation. While Dragged Across Concrete lacks the punch of Brawl in Cell Block 99, his previous and much stronger collaboration with Vaughn is clearly the work of an artist looking to expand his scope and willing to test his audience's patience. Number 6. Kidnapping an action hero's child has to be one of the most stupid things a villain can do. Don't you realize that persons you just messed with will come for you with all of their special abilities, physical power, and righteous rage? When the child-smuggling, organ-stealing black market gang at the core of Fury, a fast Vietnamese action thriller, decided to pluck her daughter from a throng, they apparently had no clue that local debt collector and single mother Hai was so resilient. Hai chases down her daughter with kicks, punches, and gunfire. Color is particularly amazing in some of the dimly lit confrontations, such as when Nugo transforms into a whirl of pink when she fights an attacker on a dilapidated train. Number 5. Gerard Butler has become a surprisingly likable and warm screen presence in numerous cookie-cutter action flicks as he has grown more aged and grizzled with each passing year. Angel Has Fallen has a slightly grittier approach than Olympus Has Fallen and London Has Fallen, following Butler's put-upon Secret Service agent Mike Banning as he goes on the run, fugitive style, after being framed for an assassination attempt on the President of the United States, Freeman. This is the rare threequel that easily outperforms the previous entries of the series thanks to Butler's lunkhead charm, Nolte's self-aware performance as Banning's bearded Vietnam veteran father, Watt's taut direction of the bullet-riddled set pieces, and a script peppered with amusing references to current events. Butler has learned how to anchor a film like this with a gruff, gun-toting type of elegance, over a decade after yelling his way through Zack Snyder's macho dorm room blockbuster 300. Number 4. Audience mainly avoided this Ang Lee-directed science fiction thriller, which bombed at the box office, but they missed a solid, cerebral star vehicle starring Will Smith and an intriguing, perfectly calibrated performance. In a hard double role in Gemini Man that may have felt cliched in less experienced hands, the former Fresh Prince actor brings sensitivity, wisdom, and comedy to bear on a retired assassin and his young clone, who hunts him down with deadly accuracy. As his violent past catches up with him, you sense his sorrow and perplexity as he is confronted with his own potential to kill. Lee finds psychological nuance in cheap B-movie material, staging bullet-riddled action set pieces that push technological limits, while yet expressing larger themes about identity, guilt, and the passage of time, as he did in 2003's underrated Hulk. Number 3. Leaping from heart-tugging romance to stomach-churning bloodshed, Takashi Miike's crime lark First Love never settles down. That type of stylistic hyperactivity, a reluctance to find a lane and stay in it, can be irritating if improperly executed. But Miike, a prolific filmmaker with over 100 genre-spanning movies under his belt, is a master of controlled chaos. The relationship between despondent young boxer Leo, Kabuta, and haunted young prostitute Monica, Konushi, provides a structural backbone for the narrative, which ricochets across a city as yakuzas, triads, cops, and underlings scheme away the night. Guns get pulled, swords get drawn, and in one particular kinetic moment, the movie switches to brightly colored animation, perhaps to cover for an effect the production couldn't afford. Who knows? First Love's restless energy keeps you swooning even as the bodies pile up. Number 2. In a city covered in gray clouds and besieged by constant rain, an umbrella can become your last line of defense against the elements. In Shadow, the latest visually stunning action epic from Hero and House of Flying Daggers, Wuxia master Zhang Yimou, parasols are more than helpful sunblockers. They can be turned into deadly weapons, shooting boomerang-like blades of steel at oncoming attackers and transforming into protective sleds for traveling through the slick streets. These devices are one of many imaginative leaps made in telling this Shakespearean saga of palace intrigue, vengeance, and secret doppelgangers set in China's Three Kingdom period. Number 1. Whether he's slamming an enemy in the face with a book in a library or dodging stray bullets while galloping down a Manhattan street on horseback, John Wick remains calm. The always-on-the-run assassin returning for the third entry in his surprisingly resilient series, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, shows weakness, pain, and even vulnerability, but no weapon can puncture the armor of stillness Reeves brings to the role, and his performance is what makes these movies so gripping. The story is mostly silly. Wick has been declared excommunicado by the order of assassins he used to belong to, and must seek out old allies across the globe. But Reeves and his collaborators, including series director Stahelski and the top-notch stunt team, never lose sight of the core elements that make Wick tick. Alongside Tom Cruise's more outwardly stressed Ethan Hunt, Wick remains the best action hero Hollywood has to offer. And this brings us to the end of the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for amazing movie reviews coming your way. And thank you for watching.